HR has really changed since we've become a shared service. The information and knowledge is more centralised, and we're able to provide a consistent, quality and accurate advice on a daily basis to all of our customers across all the modes.
Well, Transport for London started to come together from 19 different organisations by about 2003. It consists of 20,000 employees. We had about 140 different contracts of employment. We have 8 different unions, and every part of the organisation ran its own personnel. So clearly there was a big job to be done in trying to bring a single organisation together, but still balancing the value of a single organisation with the operational needs of quite disparate operations.
Faced with these challenges, TfL set themselves an aggressive timescale for designing and implementing the shared HR service.
We implemented in 18 months, which is very quick, and that was down, I think, to a couple of key methods of approach. The first was we had a defined phase at the beginning where we got all of the managing directors buy into the business case, what they felt were the top line, business objectives and the blueprint, what the solution really looked like. The second thing was the way we approached the design. We did a high-level design, and then once we got that approved, we went into detailed design with quite a small core number of people. And then we took that to the business and said, how would this have to be tweaked to make it work for your business? And although that process took a good 6 months, it was much faster than the alternative, which would have been lots of workshops in the business saying, what do you think shared service should look like? And that kind of committee approach, I think, is where a lot of organisations get bogged down.
With the senior management team and the business units on board with the strategy, TfL selected a solution from Lagan to be their delivery mechanism for the shared service.
It was fairly straightforward for implementation. It is integrated with our HR database. It uses the HR database to pull all its source information from, so employee details, areas, employee numbers, terms and conditions. We identified all of the HR activity across the employee life cycle. All of the processes had to be mapped and then embedded into the system with a full knowledge database to support them. We have slight variations on each consistent process to address modal inconsistencies across TfL, but allowing us to deliver a personal service to each of our customers.
The Lagan system supports my team. It's user friendly, it's easy to use. My team are able to plan around it. They know exactly what is required from each classification. For every piece of work, the notes are there from the interaction that the customer has made with them. The tasks are there individually set out, so they know each step that they need to follow in order to close off that case and to fulfil the customer's needs.
Of the 500 calls that we receive every day, we have a target of an SLA of 80% resolved at first point of contact. Using the system that we have and the knowledge database that we've developed, we're actually achieving around 90% of first point resolution.
Once all the HR processes had been redesigned and mapped onto the system, TfL set about addressing the human element to this change in working practices.
During implementation, we had a fairly hefty training programme that lasted for a month prior to go live. All of the newly appointed HRSAs started training on behavioural change management systems, telephony, to enable them to understand the new way of working, how a shared service would operate. We're currently upgrading our system to the next level of sophistication, which will enable multi-users to work on the same case, which means that we'll get quicker case resolution. We're upskilling the teams so that they have greater specialist knowledge to enable them to respond to queries in greater detail, and just developing the system and the knowledge database to the next level, which will link processes.
The relationship with Lagan's been very, very good. The product itself we chose for its flexibility. During implementation, it was very easy to access the company, get the hard specialists that you needed to solve problems very, very quickly. So we found through implementation they were very good, and that relationship has worked through in terms of knowledge transfer to our own people to be able to do ongoing tweaks to the system, and now coming back, looking at major changes to the system, improvements to the way that we use the product. It's been very easy to get a close relationship with technical people who really know what's going on and are able to get their heads around what our business issues are and how the product can be best utilised to meet our needs.
In my view, the HR shared service at TfL is unique from a number of points of view. Firstly, they have a very ambitious and challenging vision for what they want to achieve and have achieved, and have been able to execute on that very, very successfully. In doing that, they approached their challenges very much from the viewpoint of their customers and designed the whole approach to fulfill the needs that they had. And in doing that, joined up something like 19 different business units into one common service platform delivery. Really is true shared service whenever you think of the diversity across those. And ultimately the acid test in any such situation is, does it deliver economies of scale? Does it deliver improved, consistent service? And does it really join up right across the information? And the acid test is there. In their case, it works very well.